Hello guys! So, I figured we would do an art jam today, or at least work on my the art jam I posted in Discord like 2 weeks ago. I didn't join my first art jam, so this is just a test to see if I can actually manage to do one of the props myself. So I chose the antler knife that I took a picture from the museum, so we'll see how this goes. Hello Roan, how are you doing? And hello Mazaki. I hope you guys will enjoy. We'll see how far I get with this one. Maybe not as far as I wish, but you know, I'm gonna do like a block out as I usually start, and as I am very stubborn, I am still gonna try this in Zbrush. You love the art jam splash screen? Oh, thanks, Ron. So maybe I should just show the art jam info. Let's see. So it's the September art jam. With the deadline is on the 30th September. So I posted all the instructions in Discord for anyone who doesn't really know what the art jam is. It was like a community request in Discord. So we'll see how many that participates. And these are the three assets that we're going to work with. So you can see that I choose the middle one. I'm not going to do both of the knives, I'm going to do the right one. And then there's two shrines, and all of the pictures are from my vacation trip to Japan. So I think there's one who's making the stone shrine. And the previous one we had like smaller props, so we had like a perfume vial, which is the middle one. It's a photo from a museum as well. And then we have a concept to the left. Can't remember the concept artist's name, but it's in Discord. The one who made it. And then we have like a picture of an urn to the right. So those were the props from the last time. And these were the submission from last time. We can see the people who made them. All of the names are their Discord tags, and I didn't participate. But this time we're going to make one. So let's get started with this antler knife. Are you doing great, Roan? How is your art jam going? Are you doing anything this time? I'm doing pretty good. I'm a bit tired as per usual, but this time it's not like mental tiredness, it's more the fact that I'm moving apartment, so I have been doing a lot of packing, and well, that part is quite exhausting. So I was just in the apartment and doing some like filling holes, and then like sandpapering the ones that are already filled, and then I'm gonna do some paint, like paint the walls, because the previous residents were, I don't know, they drilled holes and everything, and I'm like, is there anything they didn't put up on the wall? It's like a, you know, gun field on the wall, so that's why I have to fill a lot of the holes. Hi Neum, where's the frog? The frog is part of the diorama, but now we're gonna work on the art jam. Oh, whoops, C modeler. So, if I'm gonna use the C modeler, it's better if we just make a Q cube. Probably easier. Turn off the perspective as well. So we're gonna move the parts a bit before we actually start. So let's assume that this is the blade. And let's duplicate this one. The handle is rounded though. So it might be better to use the cylinder. And then scale it. Thank you for the follow! I appreciate it. Hello Aslan, how are you doing? Hi Daniel and Avarax. You demand a frog yam? Ah, well, if you guys were all doing frogs, then maybe I will consider it. But I assume that's not the case. Neither Daniel and you will actually do some frog modeling, right? Oh, you are going to do the jam, Roan. Working on the little chest. Oh, right, the one that you showed me last time. With topology and UV. Okay, so you're also working at the same time. That's good. And we can be work buddies. Co-stream frog sculpting Aslan. Yeah, sure. We could do that. If you host it, then we can do that. So this one... Beautiful handle. So we're going to do the inset. Wait, insert. There we go. Poly. A while ago we did something with C modeler, so now I have to rethink. It's not the same word as we are using in Maya. We're looking for polygroup. Better to maybe do that. Right, okay, that's how we did it. And then we take the Q mesh, polygroup, island, can extrude this. Right. You will be a crazy host, Aslan, with the microphone faking a Japanese game host. Okay. I would love to see that. Rowan, as you said previously, watching someone work is enough to get me working on my stuff too. Without those streams of yours, I'm not really sure how much of a progress I make, if any. Oh, I appreciate that you say that. It's also nice knowing that I'm not alone modeling, that other people actually working as well. That's pretty cool. Dark Arts of C Modeler. Yeah, I still don't really fully understand C-Modeler. Been using it, but then I don't use it enough, so I tend to forget everything. So if we have this one now, and if I remember correctly, there's a way of extruding this, but bending it or something like that. Is it extrude that I need then? How did we do this again? Oh, that's not it. So the Q mesh. Oh, that's Xing Poly group. Ah, there we go. I found it. Found it. Let's see. Now there's a way to connect these again. Bro draws the Zbrush log on the ground and sacrifice a goat. Is that, yeah, that's how it feels sometimes when you're working with this. Magic happens. Maybe that's a little bit too much. We can adjust it later, I guess. Are you playing Warframe, Aslan? And then you will be cleaning mocap. Oh, how far are you in the process? If I can remember now. Let's see, we have this bridge. So many modifiers and buttons. Constant online interactive curvature. Is that the one I'm looking for? Maybe. Oh, wait. Oh wait, what is that? Oh no, that's that function. Oh, that's right. That's actually what the curvature is. Then that's not the one I'm looking for. It's not the bridge one then. Or is it without the... Oh, I think I'm making it very complicated for myself. But I do want to remember how to do this again. I guess the easiest is just to remove that one. I'll have to look it up later. There was a way to do this exact same movement as in Maya, so we will just extrude this as regular, I guess. Bronziger, Me doing hard stuff in Zbrush. Meh, you sculpt and dynamesh that thing. Yeah, that's one part of Zbrush that I'm more used to than this. It's just a very different thinking when you're using C-Modeler. So it works a bit different. Hello Asherit, how are you doing? I am doing pretty okay. If I prefer doing the blockout in Zbrush or Maya, well, I'm definitely faster doing it in Maya. I would have been done by now. But I really wanna be able to do this in Zbrush. So that's why I'm very stubborn right now and going like, well, I'm not gonna do this. I should probably move that picture so it's not this. You usually see me freehanding things like this when it comes to the shape. And I wanted to show another way of doing it in Zbrush this time. Where you're not, when you don't need to freehand, but it's not too hard. I usually do freehanding is because I find it easier than what I'm trying to do right now. You're blown away by my freehanding. Oh, it's easier, that's all, than working with this see-through thingy. That's why I usually do that. You can also use bend modifiers on this one. That's also easier than doing it like this. There's certain things that are easier in Maya than Zbrush when it comes to this type of modeling for sure. See, do I move here? So it's not supposed to be this large though. Oh really? I like how it's scaling the loop, but it's dipping down that part. Okay. Just the joy of Zbrush. poly loop. Oh, there we go. It's just called differently. I have to work with the edges instead of scale.
Get out of here.
Looks like a bent banana. Are you asking how everyone stays? It's Abarax. I was telling everyone that I've been painting, well, not painting, filling holes in walls after work today in my new apartment. So I can actually start painting this weekend. So I'm a bit exhausted from that, but otherwise it's good. How's your day been? And how has everyone else's days been? Fixing drywall. Is that what it's called? Yeah, well, it's like drill holes in the wall from, like, I guess previous furnitures from the previous, like, yes, residents that's been living there. So I'm filling holes from that before I can paint. So I don't have to live with like a lot of holes because it looks pretty bad. So looking at my reference, handle is supposed to be like the top part of the handle is as long as the rest. So this one is supposed to be exactly the same length of this one. At least if I'm looking at picture. And the blade in proportion to the handle is see. Well, in that picture is almost the same length, but in the other one I have, it's actually a shorter handle. Okay. Well, then it's just the perspective. Sieving the blade and the handle. This lovely window in the background, no, it's not gonna be there anymore. It's gonna be a wall, actually, behind. But I'm gonna be able to put up some cool art instead behind me. That would be nice, instead of the window. Yeah, this is one of my moving boxes filled with stuff that is going to be moved. Taking it in small sections. You have 3 words for that? Print the frog? Oh, that's not actually a too bad of idea. It would be hilarious, but it would also be really ugly on my wall. But, you know, I guess that's art. It's actually the first piece of original art I made, I guess, without following a concept. It's my frog with a top hat. You want me to paint my walls yellow, Neon? Isn't that like reserved for hospitals? They have yellow walls that look like, you know, pea, I guess. Pea color. This one. A bit higher. Okay, so then we have the blade. Like everything on this one looks like wood, but it's actually really rusty iron, I think, the blade. But it almost looks like bark. Your joke was too cheesy, Neo. It wasn't funny, that was it. It was just way too, yeah, I guess cheesy, as you said. So the blade is going to be longer. Like that. So I have more references that I took. So I'm looking at this one. So if you use like, I'm using usually my Wacom pen, compare. You can see that the blade is longer by a bit. So that's what we're going for. The picture that is as a reference up here, it's a bit tilted, so gives a false impression, I guess. Hello, Captain Disease, how are you doing? Avarax, some tenants can be awful. We live in a student area and our house was destroyed by earlier tenants. Yeah, that's just awful. It just feels like they should pay for it, you know, before, like, to fix and repair things that they've broken, I guess. So let's remove this one here. So we can scale the top. Is it a regular? Right, okay. It's a regular tip, I guess. Sword tip. It's also bulking out a little bit here, but we can also adjust that later. I wonder, is it a rounded blade? It almost looks like that because it's like so rusty and charcoaled and... Okay, we're starting to get a base now. So I think we should move this up a little bit so we don't have that 90-degree going on. So move. Be the best way now to move that. If I tried modeling in Blender? No. People say it's good though. You can also use to like this and then delete that one. Probably faster than moving it. You use Blender, Avarax? People say it's really good. It's just that when I looked at it a couple of years ago, it wasn't that great, but of course everything changes all the time. So whatever was bad before might be good now, and like the other way around. But it's also just that I'd rather keep working in the same program as I do at work, so I don't confuse myself, because switching between programs is sometimes very annoying. So it's like now, I haven't been modeling for a while, and I'm like forgotten how you word things in Zbrush compared to Maya. It's like different way of thinking when you're modeling, so it feels a bit like stiff and awkward working, and you're like uncertain, like, oh, how am I supposed to move, and like, how am I supposed to do this? So if I would use Blender at home, but Maya at work, and then also do some C modeling, I think my brain would just be so confused and like, you know, stop working, I guess. I would be brain fried even more than I am. So in that way, like if we would switch to Blender at work, then I would switch to Blender at home. So like what I'm using at my work is like kind of deciding what I'm doing when I'm at home. Of course I try other programs out, but it's just standard tools is something like you rather keep the same, because it, like, I don't know, my brain, I don't really have room for more than a couple of hotkeys or like way of doing things. It feels like if I'm not using it, I forget it. You know, within 3 weeks or so, it's just like gone. Like, of course you knew a little bit and you know that you have tried stuff before and like, oh yeah, I used to do this, but then like, which button did I press again? And then it takes a little while to figure that out. Let's start with not using CModeler ROM, but it's nice to not go and have like Maya and Zbrush open at the same time. Yeah, it takes 3 times more, Captain, I know, but what if I would be so fast and like, you know, as I would be any other modeling tool? If I will only do like only use CModeler all the time and never use Maya even for any type of modeling, I think I would be pretty fast and like efficient with it. It's just like a matter of learning how to do things and then, you know, the best practices. But because I don't do that, that's why it's 3 times or 5 times slower than usual. But knowing that I don't have to switch, that's the thing that keeps me still like trying, I guess. That's also a pretty neat feature. Like, I forget that you do have a lot of feature with this gizmo as well. This I can't really remember. Why I don't use the import plugin? You mean the Go Z one? I think it was because it was broken at some point, like with the update, and then I just like figured how can I do this in a better way. I can't remember, it was something that didn't work for Pixelogic when it came to the Go See feature. Do I have any? The funny thing we can do with scale here. That's scaling in that direction. It's 20 and this is 30. Oh, thank you for the follow! I don't know how many people are doing the challenge, Maza. I can only see that there's one person who posted some VIP so far, but last time also like last minute posts from a lot of people, so you never know. You wanna do the next one, Avarax? Why not do this one? It's not over yet, so still have time. Oh, you have another project you're working on. Well, that's fair. Okay, well, let's start creasing some here. So we can start sculpting on it, I guess. I have the... Where is that? Dynamic subdivision. That's the one we're looking for. And we are looking for a crease. Edge loop. So if we use the dynamic subdivision now, you can see how it like gets a nice edge. Alright. You all are like, I gotta do the next one. But that's good. You guys are joining. Even if it's the next one. Not sure when the next one is gonna be, but we figure it out. We can change the creasing to be a little bit smoother if we like. But I wonder, do we want to do that? No, probably not. Just leave it be. We're gonna sculpt on it anyway, so... Apply. Let's save another one, just to make sure. Oh, a spooky pumpkin challenge. Nice of you to correct my name. Messed that one up though. Another theme from one of my trips? I don't know. I mean, Japan was quite easy. But I have a lot of pictures. I mean, last year I went to Gambia. Maybe I have some pictures from there. Like, went to few museums. Like, to have some cool instruments. Maybe. We will see. I usually decide on a whim what the challenge should be, or if someone is like, oh, it would be nice to do this or that, and then I'm like, that could be pretty cool. Well, we're gonna sculpt this one rounder. But we would like to maybe just a little bit exaggeration here. So we can sculpt back on it instead. Like move it inwards, then move it outwards. Frogs. Well, if you're doing some modeling, Daniel, then we will do frogs. But as you said before, you modeling, it's just not really my alley to do creature sculpting. The one who do the best interpretation of my little froggy in the corner of the frame. That could be the challenge. But in their own style. I wonder if I do this. And no. Then we just want to crease here. Yes. So I already have that one though. Damn it. Accidentally deleting that.
It seems we have a twist with an intriguing destiny. This place exists between dream and reality, mind and matter.
Okay, well, it's trying to do edge loop in the wrong direction, so we'll just do it like this. Just a bit unsure if I want to go and increase everything as I'm doing right now. Hmm. Well, we're definitely gonna go in and make this one a bit more tighter. Okay, looks a little bit blobby and bulgy. from a weird cylinder to actually something half proper in 10 seconds. Wasn't really 10 seconds though, but you should really do some modeling, Daniel. It's pretty fun. At least try some. Okay, so let's start with some rough shaping. Rough sculpting. That's what I meant. So I'm gonna have clay build up. But then I also wanna have my favorite brush. Trim smooth board. As well as the herb crack brush. It's in my stylized font. You tried once to follow a step-by-step tutorial in Blender? Still got it wrong. Don't think it's for me. How long time ago was that, Daniel? And did you just like give up within 10 minutes, or did you actually give it an honest try? It's a cat! Hello. Okay. Oop. Come. Come here. It's my cat! He's here to say hello. Show us Kate. Oh, here he is. Oop, oop. He's not really amused. No, you're not. It's time, he says, for cuddles, and I'm like, no, don't touch my Wacom. You always come in inconvenient times, you know? Look, my Pachine and my cat is kind of the same colors. You're both orange. It's your buddy. It's your buddy. It's the Pachine lion. It's your buddy. You like it? No? You kind of want to sit and you hold him like this, like a little baby, but yeah, it can't really work at the same time. No, that's my water. You're really trying to pester me, aren't you? You tried to sub, Abarax? Oh, that's very sweet of you, but it didn't go through. Well, I don't know. Why? Can you stop? Like, I'm trying to move my water to the shelf, and they still go like after the water. Then I have cat hair in my mouth as well. Tasty. Oh, he went away. I think he's mad. Probably a little bit sad. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, I was taking some of my brushes because let's start with a regular trim. So we'll look at the reference here, zoomed in and all. You can see that it's kind of shipped a lot away here, and a lot of the edges are also shipped away. Some of this, probably, you know, because of my bad camera, but some of this actually also look like a clay polish that you can do in Zbrush. So we see how we're approaching it, but I like, yeah, it's my mobile camera, so I can't really zoom in more than this. So a lot of this is just probably, you know, artifacts from the camera. But then I have this reference, and here you can see more of the, well, the back part, the little knob, and you can see how it's like almost oval shaped, because this is still quite intact, but then a lot of the things are disappearing. So I'm just assuming that it would go like here, and then up again, like a oval shaped thing. So it's like a whole chunk here that is missing, that we're gonna start like chopping away on the one we made, and then like nudging away the edge here. If we look at this section here, it's pretty intact. Like nothing really happened, and I mean that's also because it's like a bit inserted. It's not like an end point either. They're probably gonna, you know, if you use it, it's probably gonna get stuck a lot here, or like you hit surfaces all the time on the back. But also this is just very old and been laying around for a long time, so for whatever reason this part is the one that's been shipped away most here. For this handle you can see a little bit piece here is missing, but for this one it's mostly like surface shipping. If we look at this one again, you can see that here is also starting to miss some part, but this part here is quite intact. But the same goes here, it's not that much that is missing. So now I have the option, if I want to, I guess, to incorporate this part somewhere here to make it more interesting, or if I want to keep it intact. But I kind of like this shipped away part here. It also like give a little bit of contrast. You have the darker spot, bit of red going on here, and then you have like more part of the inner section of the wood. So I think that would be a bit nice to add. So if we have this side here that is broken, maybe on the other side you don't really see here, so you turn around, you will see this part. The blades are pretty similar. It's mostly like color differences. So yeah, here we can see it a little bit better. So that's what we're gonna start doing. We're not gonna add that much details yet. We're more gonna start focusing on the bigger like silhouette. Perler sprites in the background? You mean in the references, Avarax? The webcam. Oh, you mean that background, right? Oh, yeah. These are things that I made myself, actually. See if we can see it. It's Baby Mario and Yoshi. I made these myself. It's like hard paper, and then I've been doing like square dots with like, I guess they're called pro marks. You can find one of those pro marker pens. So sorry for the noise. Here, like I have a box with the Pro Marker pens. That's the one I've been using, so it's basically the same green to make the shades. So you add it on and on and on to make the shading. And then yeah, the Pikachu you saw here. Also like, so it's like pixel art I guess, but you know, not on computer, but like by hand. So mostly Zelda, Pikachu, Super Mario is like a question mark. There's like Mario from Super Nintendo, it's like a mushroom. And then you have Baby Mario again from, what's it called? Yoshi's Story? And then I cut him out with a paper knife and a ruler. So yeah, I made them myself. It's like fun. It's quite, you know, it takes a while though to make these, and it has to dry before I add the next like shading pass on them. I just figured like the box was ugly, so, and they were there, so that's why I put them against the box. Sort of, oh, plastic beads and you melt them? Oh, you mean like that? Yeah, I guess it's like, it's just by hand instead. These like drawings, you can make the square as big as or small as you want. Oh, you make a bunch of those for people. Cool. Yeah, I guess we're doing the same then. It's just that you're using beads. And then you melting them. That sounds like a bit more hardcore and crafty though. Perhaps you can take a picture and post it in Discord. I would love to see them. If I tried any voxel art? No, I haven't. Isn't Magic a voxel perfect program for that? Maybe I could do that for a level up stream. That is true. That could be fun. Try voxel art. It wasn't on the top of my list though, but I can definitely add that to see, to look into. Let's add a layer, because I don't really know if I will mess it up. Start shipping away. Let's add an alpha. I want to keep gonna do bigger, well, smaller shippings later. I wonder if it's better to use the play build up first for this. Yeah, here we go. Better. Much better. A word that never been described to anything you do. Well, it felt hardcore to melt beads to do pixel art. What's on my level up list? Oh, that is a good question, Roan. I wrote a level up list. Actually, I can check. See if I find it. It's in a Google Doc. Well, I can actually show you guys my like document planning if that's any interesting for anyone. So here are listed projects: the pot diorama, which is going to be a realistic prop; Nordic diorama, environment, the one people keep asking me about with my rocks that I sculpted; icons for Discord, because we're missing some. It would be fun to do some icons and people can vote which one they would like me to do. For the level up, Substance Designer, Unreal Water Shaders, Unreal Terrain, Blueprint, Photoshop 2D icons, because, well, I figured I could be a level up. I'm not sure why, but I'm not the best drawer, so illustration, sketching and stuff. I also have a light table, so I'm figuring if I could borrow someone's web camera. I can have two and hang one in my microphone stand, and then like just do regular drawing and practice that. That would be fun. Try to make concept art, test baking thing with like Bake in Blender, Nald, Xnormal, Marmoset, Maya, Substance Designer and Substance Painter, and compared like the GPU and the CPU baking programs. Python! A friend of mine is working on his own engine, figuring if maybe I want to stream sometimes like that and people can give feedback because he's working on it. Valkyrie Jam is like a game jam, play those games or play roller coaster. I figured like maybe I want to do like the way I go around and talk in school and I have talks or like lectures. I could actually do that on stream because I have PowerPoints. So that is all the ideas that I have going on in my my head. So I wrote them all down in a document. But I don't know if like any of these things are interesting to watch or not. And then I made like a list of stuff for level up that I wanna do and learn and try and all of those things. So, well, now you know what's going on in my mind. If I bake in Zbrush? No. I can't really... I don't really think you can. You can grab like normal map material from it, but that would only be a screen grab. Unless they introduce something, but I don't think so. No, they don't probably Avarax, I don't think so. But you can do like normal screen grab doc, so you can actually have a shader on here that make it look like a normal map and then screen grab it, and then you can do like, I guess you can put it into like a decal or something, so you can actually do that as a quick grab instead of baking those things. You can see the big oof in my eyes when I mentioned the Nordic environment. Well, that's just like, that's why I added all of that Unreal stuff, because in order to complete that environment, I need to know how to do terrain, how to do water. For anyone who doesn't know, let me just grab the environment that I was working on stream last year. Or when I started. Is that 9 months ago now? And the reason why I stopped, because, well, I'm not familiar really with Unreal anymore, so I have a blog post. So oh yeah, that's a tiny picture. So here we go. It started as a block out, and then like this is in Unreal then. Oops. Why did you disappear? It's like it's behind Zbrush. Okay. Oh, there we go. That was the thing I was looking for. My bar was in the way. So then I continued with this little pool of water, with a tree, and then I stopped here. And when I decided to not make that giant head and make a door instead. And then I was like, okay, I want to make a nice water, and someone suggested maybe having waterfalls from here, and then like blending this with terrain setup, with moss and stuff. I was just like, okay, how do I even do all of these things? And that's when I figured I really need to learn how to do those things in Unreal, otherwise I won't be able to complete it. So that's why I wrote that in the level up thing. So I will just mainly focus on those separate elements, and then, Roan, then I can actually finish it, probably, because I mean, doing the pieces and bits and stuff for it, that's not hard. The hard is like the engine stuff. If it's that long time ago, yeah, it is pretty long time ago now. But it's, maybe that wasn't the first project. Is it 9 months ago? Was it Christmas? I can't remember. Did I sculpt rocks at the Christmas? Like, you remember? I don't remember, so if it was, then yes, it's that long time ago. The day I post it and finish an art stage, I'm gonna have to do a drunk stream. Why would anyone watch that? And then you're all gonna do weird suggestions, and then I'm gonna sit and sculpt that. Not too sure. What are you speculating in, Aslan? Okay, we made this a little bit more wonky shape. Great, thanks a lot. I feel like I felt at the day they told me Santa doesn't exist. Oh, poor you, Ron. Let's see. Wonder how much of the pattern we want to keep on this side. Probably not too much. So this section here, we're probably gonna keep. Let's see. Here we're keeping somewhat of it, because that's the front. Starting to lose it. Maybe keeping a little bit here. It's also supposed to be a bit more angular. You made a lot of sprites, Abrax, but you only kept a few of them? Aw, you should keep more of them for yourself. Gonna use this move to get some of the shape back here. Asla, what are you writing? Kim generally doesn't drink enough to make more than half tipsy. Okay. You still talking about that? Abrax gives them away. Then you can give them away to me. I would like to have some more pixel art. It's nice to see the joy in people you get them. That's really sweet. It's really, really sweet. Nobody wants my pixel art, so I haven't been giving them away. Otherwise I might have done the same. Because I don't really know what to do with them. I just keep them in my drawer, usually. This part here is still supposed to be a little bit chunky. It's this side here that's been shipped away, so shouldn't keep shipping away this side. Right, so we're starting to get some basic blockout shape here. Should move on. You would trade Majora's Mask for a Pikachu. I will love a Majora's Mask. You can have my Pikachu. That's fine. I would take a Majora's Mask any day. I never offered you a Minish Cap, Link. You would gladly take them. And Yoshi. I don't have my Minish Cap, Link, here. So demanding. Oh wait, I do. No? No, there is no Minish Cap Link here. You're telling me, Aslan, that I need to paint a Minish Cap Link for you. Is that what you're saying? You don't want to have one of the other ones that are already done? So this part, as I said, is pretty intact, so we want to introduce that chipped off thingy from the other blade. But you should do it on the side. Here. You want a fresh effort for your sake. That's how you get to feel special like pretty girls. Aww. I will, once I move, Aslan, I will make you a fresh one. I will make you a Minish Cap Link with some modifications to it. So you will feel like a pretty girl. And also, it seems like Avarax has a Minish Cap sprite. You could take that one. Yeah, I am. It's just moving apartment though, so nothing, like I'm not moving city or something like that. Oh, layers has to be disabled. You're so annoying, Zbrush. Just let me do my job. Just wanna add a little bit here. Jesus. Something like that. We have to add back some of this too. Oh, you're going to sleep, bro? Well, good night and sleep tight. You left a surprise in hashtag general, so join Discord. I will have a look once my stream is over. But take care, Ron. See you later. Don't forget to join the art jam. Or I will be very sad. Maybe we should make sure that it's not like this. That looks pretty bad. It's just exactly... So maybe we should continue either it up a little bit or just move it back a bit. I think I will move it back. Maybe it actually would be nice to have it. Ah! Can't decide. Just a small piece here. Like a little hint for the backside. Could work. So that's the handle. Now we have the blade to do the same process with. For this one, I'm going to apply, then duplicating it just so I can restart if I need. I think 250 maybe. Want a little bit more to work with. . What is the best Zbrush brush and why is it trim dynamic? It's like, you already know what I'm gonna answer. But yes, it is my favorite. And it's the best one as well. For me, it's the fact that it can do a little bit of everything. You know, you can use it for hard surface if you like, and you can also use it for organic sculpting. And it's very nice to use Alt to kind of do this, kind of adding, which I'm doing a lot when you see me sculpting stones, and then I'm like subtracting, and then I'm adding and subtracting with it. It's very nice to do organic sculpting with rocks and actually wood, if you add square alpha. I never really used trim adaptive actually. I'm going for dynamic and trim smooth border. That's the one I'm using mostly. Maybe I should try that adaptive. Is the adaptive one in Lightbox as well? Trim dynamic front slice B. What's this, dynamic silver? Trim arc. I can't see it in here. You can see some of the mallets though. Mallet fast is also pretty nice. Especially when we start doing a little bit more detailing on it. You may have the naming wrong, or maybe that's it then. Maybe that's why I can't find it. But this is what I love with trim smooth border. But I also like sculpting in general with like sculpting, maybe that's the right word, but using the gizmo a lot as well when I'm doing sculpts. The reason why I don't really use the Sculptress Pro is because I'm a bit afraid that my computer will get a lot of hiccup and start acting weird or just close Zbrush. That's why I only, use it for a little bit of dotting and then turn off. So I have more of a straight line here actually, so let me grab the orb crack and sketch that out. It's supposed to be a bit more... this. Yeah. Hello, Polygon! Thank you for the subscription. How are you doing? A new sub indeed, Abrax. I appreciate it a lot. Thank you. I'm doing quite fine. Like, I'm not mentally exhausted today, I'm more physically exhausted. I'm moving an apartment, so being there fixing some holes in the wall and stuff, so I can paint and redecorate from the previous tenants. So that's just what I did before I actually started streaming. I was in that apartment to fix that. But it's going to be nice to move apartment. It's gonna be bigger, gonna have more room, more time in general for other things. Real life 3D modeling. Yeah, that's kind of how it felt when I was adding mold on the wall and going like filling in the holes. A little bit like Zbrush. Not so much sculpting, but you know. But what are you up to and how are you doing? Your steak came out well done. Are you eating now, Abarax? Also, you were not aiming for well done, I assume? Oh, you're a bit tired. New academic year, so busy. Yeah, that's right. That must have been just now, recently. Uni starts a bit later than other education, like high school and stuff. How are the students doing? The ones that I met. You try to make it rare? Well, if you're gonna have it rare, Havarax, you kind of put it on the frying pan like this, and like you touch the surface and then it's done. There you have your rare. They started back this week. Oh, it seems like we have one from the class in chat. Swan. Burning Gromo 34 Biome. That's a long name. Oh, you're about to create custom emotes and sub badges? Wow. That's pretty cool. You creating them now, or? Is that blue rare? Well, I don't know the terms, but I mean, that's rare. It's pretty rare. Well, Sparring Romo, you should also join in on the art jam and make something. Join us. I'm gonna have to check my Discord later and see if someone posted anything. Been doing, maybe working in on the art jam and secrets. So I want to have a bit of a more turn here on this one. That's what I was aiming for. Okay, so instead of going into fiddly details, I'm gonna move on. So I'm gonna add... It's almost like sculpting bark when you're doing this really rusty piece. Masking and extruding outwards. Yeah, that's it's pretty handy to create shapes instead of like just building clay. And then you can use the Dynamesh or sculptures on top of it later anyway, so why not? See, I think I wanna do quite a big piece of chunk here. It's lots and lots of rust on this one. Might actually work later to use a bark stamp, like very subtle, to get some of the rusty crumply pattern, like maybe in an inverted one even, might work. I'm trying always to think a little bit ahead, even if I don't want to go into the like detail, just to like have an idea of what I wanna like have as a base layer, since it's like layering bigger silhouette, like then medium, small, and then micro surface details. So then I know what kind of base I need in order to show all of the other details that I'm adding later. This is also something like extruding, sure, but if you're extruding, you can also rotate. That's what I'm doing a lot as well. Thank you for the follow! I hear the like notice, but I can't really see because I have a reference on my other screen. But thank you. Another follow. Thank you. And welcome to the Art Jam stream. Don't forget when you are blocking and detailing to always zoom out and have a more proper look at what you're doing, so you don't forget the whole like broad picture. It happens sometimes for me as well, like I'm too focused on what I'm detailing right now, and then I used to like, whoops. Gonna have to add some barky pieces on the side. Did the music stop? It did. I'm using YouTube, so that's why. Do inactive, I guess. Can use the mallet brush here actually, because it will give us a little bit more build up than the trim brushes. They won't really give us that build up. Well, clay build up does the same, but doesn't really matter which brush you use. So for here, kinda wanna make it feel like it's drooping down. We're dotting some of the sculptures, so you can move it down. So this would probably look quite cool later when we fix the handle. To have that like inner part of the wood exposed against this very rusty part. You can see how you get that little, like, instead of having this like going inwards and then just smooth as on the handle here, we can have like a little bit of like change in the silhouette going in and then out. We do want to keep it smooth on this side though. We don't want to have the whole thing completely broken. Should switch back to the trim smooth. It has a little bit of a, like a rounder top, probably like a lot of erosion have happened because it's been laying there for ages in a grave or a tomb or something. It's hard to imagine that this was once a proper cutting knife, at least when it looks like this. And the reference I'm looking at, we have the smaller blade that is going like this, and then you have like chop going out, and then you have the bigger, like longer one, the one we're actually doing the handle for, while we using this detail on one of the sides. I wonder if I should do this shipping, or if I should do this bulging thing here. This one has a larger crack, but I also have one here. How much longer I will stream for? Not that much longer, Barax, because it's evening late here, so I'm gonna go to sleep soon. Maybe like 10-15 minutes more to kind of finalize a little bit of the shapes up here. Then I will probably also hit the bed. But you have a class, Avarax. Is it like an online course? I wonder if that bulging thing would be nice anyway. Gives it a little bit more character. Also, we can do it on one like side. And have it a little bit, yes. I don't know, maybe something like that. Oh no, what did I do? Switch to color. Hello, Kevin! You've been subscribed for 9 months. Damn! A long time. I am doing fine. How are you doing? I've been moving a lot, so I'm a bit physically exhausted. I think I repeated that a couple of times, but you know, I started working out as well, so I have very sore muscles. Been working out every other day now, CrossFit, and I'm moving stuff, and it hurts sometimes to breathe. Like you can feel the aching muscles in the rib cage. But other than that, I'm doing good. The move brush, there we go. Oh, you're at home? Damn, you have a cold? I hope you get well soon. And you have a doggy who can cuddle with you and make you feel better. You have brutal headache the whole day? Ouch. Won't that like cause more pain to tune into my stream than listen to music? I would like to have it quiet when I have a headache at least. What do we think about that? Or should we go with the original track? That is the question. Oh, you got up to not too long ago. Yeah, that's right. It's like morning-ish at your place. No, wait, it's noon. No, it's not morning. It's like after lunch. You've been sleeping a lot then. But that's good. Sleeping helps. Oh, you wish you had time for my jam this month. Aw. Well, it's very sweet of you. But you have like a lot of projects going on as well. So if you would have time for this, that would be amazing how you even like manage your daily life and work and all the other projects you have going on. Like, I don't know if I have time to finish my own jam. Because I started so late, but hey, we'll see if I do. Gonna try my best. Can't post a jam and not do any of the jams. That's bad. I need to do something, right? You have too much? Maybe your headache is like part of your body telling you that it's time for a vacation, Kevin. Because you haven't really had any vacation. That king piece is like 14 plus assets. Why did I do this to myself? Yeah, why did you do this to yourself? Could have made it easy. You could have made a small knife. Kinda, I guess, wanna have this part here at some level of the knife. Should probably be a little higher up, actually. It's fun that I'm mixing both of them. I'm like, which one should I do? But I want to also show people that it's okay, you know, you don't have to follow something exactly. Take the good pieces. Interpret it your own way and however you want. I technically did the small knife already. It is quite fun. It's you know, it's a bit tricky because it's an antler knife. It's a very old one, so it's been probably in a grave or tomb or something and been just, you know, eroded and rotting and, well, nature has done its part. So this is probably some kind of metal, iron maybe, or so, and then this is wood. But it almost looks like, you know, it could be wood with like patina on it and stuff. So it's a bit tricky in that sense that it's like you have to make this rust look the par, but I mean it honestly really does look like wood. So, and that's quite fun how material changes so much that, you know, it looks like something else. It's from the museum I went to in Japan. Let's see, we have the sign here, so 31. Deer Antler Knife. Kofun Period, 6th century. No idea what this means, but it's pretty old in that sense. And because it's a knife, I just assume that they are not, you know, cutting with wood. But, you know, what do I know? Maybe they are. Maybe it's a butter deer antler knife or something. But I think it's pretty cool. So I'm mixing between both of them instead of just following one of the knives. So it feels like I'm doing wood carving. Lots of neat carvings on it, yeah. It's a nice, forgiving piece to sculpt, I would say. Because it doesn't have to be straight lines, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to feel like that material, and it's a lot of clay build-up, trim, dynamic, and, you know, you can treat it like clay, fiddle around. I don't think that many are going to do the jam. There was a lot of people who showed interest, but not that many who has started doing anything. Which is why I always try to keep it very small, so people would have time to finish it, but it's still an investment to make a prop and participate. You should do the jam, Maslin. When was that tribal one you had, Bacon Senpai? It feels like it was a while ago. Months ago. Yeah, well, that's what it felt like a long time ago. Have a fourth one when you finish whatever the hell you're doing. That sounds good though. Don't start anything new. Not just yet another one. Good if you finish this one off. You don't kill yourself. That would be bad. I'm gonna try something here and see if it works, even if it's a little bit low res. Is it the unified skin that makes, like, you use for cloth creation? Avarax, you will do the one. Next one, you promise. Well, I will hold you to that, Avarax. It might even have rocks in it. Then I will definitely join. I'm a bit uncertain. I haven't used this for a long time. This function. Unify skin. I'm pretty sure it was called adapted skin. Am I looking for something else maybe? This is the thing though. Like, remember something that you used, then you forget, and then you can't find it in the menus. I wanna make this masked piece to a separate mesh, a thin, fiddly mesh. Is it a unified skin? Smooth. Is sphere density? You know when people making cloth and character, they mask it out, make a mesh. That's the button I'm looking for. I'm pretty sure it's this one. But it can't be something else. Or is it extract? Extract polys to a new subtool. That was the one I was looking for. Right. Accept. Just couldn't remember what it was called. I would have googled otherwise and be like, the extract thingy, schmingy thing you can do. And then I would probably not have gotten any results because people would be like, what is she talking about? Just wanted to see if I can do some, like later when I'm gonna do the detailing, how it would look like if I actually added a few like flakes like this. So that's what I was trying to go for. Let's see if we do a bend. What the heck is this bend? It's a really weird shape. But you get the idea. That actually looked like Madagascar. It's a Madagascar island on this knife. Yeah, I could do some booleans later for harsher damage, that's true. Yeah, maybe I should even do this cut here with a really like sharp, like thinner plane thing. But I just want to see if, because it's supposed to look like rust. Oh, the taskbar is in the way. Because now Zbrush has like freaked out. My desktop bar is in the way. Okay, but why don't you go away? Oh no, stupid taskbar. Have to move it to the sides, press OK. Wow. Extraction doesn't separate it. It's more like if I paint. Oh, that's a really low res. If I paint here, it will like look at this spot and then it will do a like extraction, which is you have to accept it as well. So it's basically just looking at the mask, and then it tried to do that as a I guess as just clay or a mesh for you, and then you can add the thickness to it if you like. And that's usually what people do when they're making cloth, like painting on the body to make the shirt, and then they press extract and it will pop out, and then they can start sculpting on that. And then they can decide the thickness and stuff as well. But it doesn't separate. Like, it makes its own subtool. But this flaky part we could use on a few pieces later if we make it a bit smaller. And what we could even do as well, if we like, is to make it like this and add that as an alpha card. Depends on how much like details we want to actually add on top of this. We can bend it as well to make like little flaky pieces. Works really well if you're doing painted metal. Oh, most of the stuff you do is hard surface to do a bunch of polishing. But then I assume that you love the live boolean function, because you can do some pretty nice hard surface stuff with that. Let's use this clip curve to so we get a little bit there. We can start chipping away. Yeah, well, we have something. Yeah, I think we can get some something that looks nice sculpt-wise, and then texture on it. Well, that's though it for today. It's 11:30 in the night here, so I really need to pop off to bed. You have 4 more skulls to UV, Kevin. Good luck with the UVing. It's probably very tedious, UV mapping skulls. But I'm gonna pop off. This was though part of my art jam thing. So as you can see, it's the September art jam with deadline the last September. And it's one of these assets, so I'm making the middle one, the antler knife, and then you have 2 shrines, one in wood and one in stone. So those are the challenges for this art jam. And I've seen someone who's making the stone shrine, and it would be awesome if more people would do it. It's also a great way of improving your own skills, and you know, it's just also like, these props are not that very time consuming in a way, and you can make them in any style you want, like make your own interpretation of them as a stylized art perhaps. So well, that was it. So don't forget to check out the Discord for the Art Jam challenge. And yes, Avarax, I will check out the Discord for the Majora's Mask bead pixel art you done. And thank you everyone for watching. I will see you soon. Next stream, what is it today? It's Tuesday. So next stream is on Thursday. Let's do some more level up stuff then. So take care everyone. Good night. Sleep tight. And thanks for hanging out with me today. Bye-bye.